Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Joma, and here is the cast assessment for Minecraft Survivor: The Frontier. In this video, I'll be assessing each of my players before the season starts. I'll be going over what their strengths might be, what their weaknesses might be, and overall, do they have a chance to become the sole survivor? So, I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know which players are you rooting for down in the comments below. So, with that out of the way, let's begin the cast assessment. Baxi, I feel like, is going to be the likable oddball of our season. People are going to be gravitated towards him and are going to want to talk to him and work with him. He's not going to have a hard time building connections, but he might have a hard time creating strong ones. Don't get me wrong, I think Baxi's going to make it pretty far. I think he's going to survive the pre-merge. But when it gets to the merge, people are going to, value which connections are stronger and who they want to work with. Baxi, I could see being a middleman that gets caught in the crossfire. Baxi is going to have to make sure he picks the right people to work with, especially if he wants to show a loyal game. So my thing for Baxi is to carefully choose who you want to work with and make sure you don't get overshadowed by them.
So my plan is to just maybe try not to get eliminated, help my team out, not be that one loser, maybe get into an alliance, an actual good one though, not all that backstab stuff, not into that, you can't lie. But yeah.
Cedar is one of our older players, and when I mean by older, I mean he's been in the community for a very long time. He's going to be one of the older faces you're going to see on the season, and with that, he has a lot of experience. He's played the game before. He knows the do's and the don'ts. But the one thing that with this new cast he's not prepared for is having to socialize again and form connections. I could see Cedar getting taken out pretty early if he doesn't create strong bonds. And I feel like when you're a experienced player, you might overlook the little things of getting around and talking to people. Because, in this scenario, with everyone being new, the connections you form are going to matter a lot.
My plan going into the game is to just make it not me. I don't have a good plan because I think plans are stupid, but my plan is lay low, get with a group, get through the first couple of votes, and then finally kind of start actually being a person in this game.
Chip, coming into the game, wants to play the, kill them with kindness, no backstabbing type of playstyle. And I don't think she's not going to do that. But when it comes to Minecraft Survivor, especially with female players, they tend to get out early with the strategy. People can easily get, a read on them, know what they're up to, or when it comes to the physical game, they are under-lacking and they get taken out pre-merge. So Chip, I feel like, could win with a strategy, but she can't use it in the beginning part of the game. She's going to have to do something else.
I'm going to try to kill him with kindness while also manipulating as much as I can behind the scenes. I don't want to stick out too much, but I also don't want to be seen as nobody, easy vote.
Aries wants to be an entertainer. He wants to be in front of the camera and he wants to put on a show. And my issue with that is people like that don't win, don't make it far, and just don't do well in this game. And I know Aries wants to, do all that. So I guess my biggest thing for him is to find the balance between trying to win and trying to put on a show. Because I know for a fact Aries is going to, be in front of the screen and be a big part of this season. The question is for how long, though.
I am fashionable, I am abrasive, but I feel like I'm kind of humorous in the sense. I feel like a lot of people would either really like me or really not, but if someone really annoys me, I will make sure that they go home with an idol in their pocket. I like to embarrass people, okay?
Finola is the type of person to act first, think later. And that's not a bad thing, because sometimes it's good to get the jump on people in Survivor. But I feel like it's gonna cause her to do a lot of damage control with people and she's going to have to work on repairing connections rather than building them, especially with who she is, because I know for a fact she's going to rub some people the wrong way. But I feel like if Finola can, control her words and, get on some people's good sides, we're going to be surprised on how far she makes it.
My plan going into this game is definitely to not necessarily make friends with as many people as possible, but become friendly with as many people as possible. Because I don't want to say I'm trying to lure people into a false sense of security, but if I can get a lot of people to trust me, that will allow me to build really nice alliances and kind of play off of other players.
Justin's biggest obstacle is going to be the way he presents himself and sort of how other people perceive him in this game. Because he's one of our older players who has a lot of experience, not only playing, but hosting. So going into this season, especially with some of these people never seeing him before, the way he displays himself is gonna be critical to how far he makes it. Because I feel like he's gonna be kept in the game with, just having a good challenge ability in Minecraft. But, when the merge hits or when times get tricky, Justin's social game may be lacking. And I feel like that's going to be the biggest thing he's going to have to work on this game, his image. Because, listen, I know Justin can play an underdog game, but I don't want to see him in that position at all.
I just want to lay low during the pre-merge. It's kind of the basic story, just, chill out, don't do anything crazy. I'm more of keep the tribe strong kind of guy in the pre-merge. So I'll probably be sticking to that. And then when the merge hits, if I'm there, we'll be smooth sailing hopefully.
Kane, even though he's one of the newer people on this cast, I feel like something he's gonna have over the other players is adaptability, being able to pick up and understand things. And he's also gonna have the time to, sort of grasp the game, because he's very good at Minecraft with challenge strength. So I feel like he's gonna dodge, that early pre-merge exit by being, a good challenge competitor. And that is what's really gonna give him the time to understand, how this game works, not only strategically, but socially. And, if Kane can really get his footing in the game, I feel like he's gonna be someone that people are gonna underestimate.
My plan is to just wing it. Like, I vaguely know what to expect, like what kind of stuff might be thrown at me, but as for actually what is being thrown at me, I don't know. So I'm just gonna have to improvise.
Matt is a special case because he has all the attributes to be a good player. He just hasn't had the chance to put it all together. He's a big fan of Survivor. He has seen the show, so he knows what he's getting into strategically. Socially, he has a background in, theater, so he is used to meeting new people and, presenting himself. And finally, for challenges, he has actually been on my Sample Survivor series for a few episodes. So he knows the type of Minecraft Survivor challenges that he's going to be playing. So he has everything sort of checked off on the bucket list to prepare himself for this game. He just hasn't had the chance to put it all together. And that may be a little nerve-wracking, but I know who Matt is, and I know that when times get, challenging for him, and he has a bunch of different options on the board, I think Matt's going to be someone who is always going to pick the best option and go for the best, gamble or move in the game.
My strategy is to create enough chaos to where I'm very silent, like be like a silent, chaotic person. I would like to have a good game, but staying quiet with all this chaotic stuff is going to be hard, but I'm going to try to be quiet about it.
Mia's social game is going to get put to the test this season, especially within the first few rounds, because a lot of people don't think Mia's going to do well, and I don't blame them, because typically female players who are not good at Minecraft and don't have a really good, grasp when it comes to the challenges go home early. But what Mia has that these other people don't is the background and understanding of the strategic game, of the social game of Survivor. So for Mia, I think she's either going to get out really early or she's going to make it very far. Because if Mia is able to survive these first few vote-offs, she is going to get so under the radar, I feel. She's going to get underestimated by people, and people are going to think that they can drag her to the end, when in reality, she's going to be making moves. She's going to be cutting people in the back in, the merge and, finale portions of the game. So for Mia, she's going to have to really combat her physical, lacking competition ability with her strategic and her social game.
I don't really know if I have a strategy. I mean, I'll probably talk to the people I already know and try to be pretty social because, I'm not good at the Minecraft part. So it's going to be mainly social stuff.
Pi, I'm pretty sure, is the most experienced player on this cast. He has played countless unrecorded game shows, so on paper, he should do pretty well. However, with this cast, his initial go-to strategy is not going to work out. I've seen Pi play. Typically, he tries to align with bigger threats, and then once he gets to the finale, he sort of takes out these people who would otherwise win the game. But with this cast, there are no bigger shields or bigger threats to hide behind or align with. If anything, Pi might find himself to be that big player that people are sort of using as a shield. So Pi, he's going to have to adapt. His biggest thing will be adaptability. He's going to have to change his strategy and think on the fly. Otherwise, he's not going to do well, and he's not going to make it far.
To summarize, I'm going to find people that I chill with and just go with it. I don't expect to do anything different from what I usually do, and I think that I'll get far from just chilling and getting to know people.
Skyfire said it best himself during his interview. He said that, outside of Survivor, some people just may not like him or may not want to talk to him, which, at first seems like a disadvantage. However, he's aware of this, and that's what I will give him. Not many people going into the game are aware of their weaknesses. And Skyfire, sort of picking up on that and realizing, hey, this is something that I'm going to be lacking in the game. It's going to allow him to sort of play with that knowledge and, instead of trying to prioritize his weaknesses, he's going to go for something more of his strengths. I think the biggest thing for Skyfire are going to be these first few days, these first, impressions. Because if Skyfire gets on the wrong foot with too many people, he will go home early. However, if he's able to get lucky and get one or two people, that could just be what saves him.
I am extremely energetic. Like, I've seen a lot of people in this community. I think I might be one of the most energetic, just balls to the wall crazy. But people seem to not think that I'm good at strategy at the very least. So yeah, I don't think there's gonna be a big target on me for a bit.
Voters is someone who people are gonna have their money on, and I don't blame them. I would too, because I've seen his game the most. I feel like I've seen him play and actually win a season, which was my unrecorded season before the Frontier, which was the Mushroom Forest. So Spotters, he knows his strengths. Spotters is really good at alliance building and building groups together even. The one thing that I feel like he's going to have to look out for, though, is, his threat level. He's going to have to manage it and keep it really low, because while he's building these alliances, if people want to take a shot at Spotter's side, they're going to go for him. They're going to view him as the person, bringing everyone together. They're going to view him as the kingpin, the person who's calling the shots, leading the group. So I think his biggest thing will be not making alliances with as many allies, but making sure he has very few enemies in this game. Because if people want to make a move and break up the board and move the pieces around, they're gonna go after him. And I hope he realizes that before it's too late.
First, I need to think of a plan. My plan going into the game is to just plainly not be the option to be voted out. That's my plan going into the game. Further in the game, I'd love to, make actual connections, but going in, I want to last.
Wishmute is gonna be one of the more quieter people of this season. I don't think he's gonna really make a big splash character-wise. But, for the game of Survivor, that isn't a bad thing. The quiet people are typically the people that are running the show behind the scenes, are making the moves, in the shadows, quote unquote. And for Wishmute, I think if he can realize that, and I think if he can realize, that's the position he's getting put into, he's going to be able to really benefit from that. I think Wishmute is going to be viewed as someone that people can drag along and bring to the end. And personally, I love getting viewed like that because it makes my job easier. And I think if Wishmute can realize that, he can say, okay, I have people wanting to keep me in the game. I have people coming to me for options of who to vote out or who to target. So if Wishmute can realize that and realize, sort of that he's going to be someone who is going to be making moves in the back, if he can play to that, position he's getting put into, he could very well win this game. And I feel like many people are going to, underestimate him.
Judging by these people that are here, I see a lot of competition, and I want to be friendly with them as possible, just so they know they have, quote-unquote, an ally in the back pocket. But I mainly want to use the roads to my advantage.
Wumi is a person that I think I'm the most 50-50 on how they're going to do this season. She's watched Survivor. She's watched a few seasons. Her experience with Survivor is Outlaster. And she has a great understanding on how that game works, the Roblox game. But I don't know how well that translates into Minecraft Survivor. So I think she's going to be able to understand Survivor and how it's a little bit different than Outlaster, but I just don't know if she's going to have the time, to grow in the game. Because her challenge ability is not the best. Sorry, Wumi, but you're not the best at challenges. However, what I will say Wumi is good at is social connections. She's going to have everyone, wanting to talk to her and wanting to work with her. So I think the biggest thing for her is, the information cycle. Because I feel like she's going to be someone who is getting a bunch of info from a bunch of different people. And it's going to be up to her to decide, who does she let this information go to and who does she, cut this information from. And I think if she's able to understand that and pick the right decisions at the right time, she might do well in this game and she might go pretty far. However, she has to, make a 2-block jump to avoid tribal council.
I say my plan is just to kind of just bond with everyone and then try to get out, be kind of allies with people and then get trusted and then backstab them and then somehow make it to the end and win. So, but nobody has to know that. But I'm gonna be really friendly towards everybody. I'm just there. I'm just here.
Wyatt, I don't know where to start with him. I mean, first thing, we weren't even gonna cast him because we knew that, or we thought that he would, just cause trouble, not take the game seriously, and troll, goof off, and throw for other people. And that's because that's just who Wyatt is. He's this young, energetic goofball of a person. People are going to view him as, the little kid who is full of energy and just wants to, entertain and put on a show. However, underneath that, Wyatt has the potential to win this game. He has an amazing game sense and he has amazing, understanding on how Survivor works. So I think he's going to be, one of the most underestimated or misunderstood people, if not the most underestimated or misunderstood player. Because if Wyatt, tones it down on his craziness and buckles down and tries to win, he will win this game.
Alright, so my original plan going to the game, I'm usually seen as a meme throughout the community. I don't really people don't really think I try. But coming into this game, I really want to try and prove myself. But I happen to see my ex-girlfriend in the cast. So that's going to add a whole different avenue to go across, and it's going to be interesting to see how I navigate it. But, I'm still here to play hard, and just got to do what I got to do.
Yortis, during his interview, he said it best himself that, some days he's really energetic and really talkative, and other days, he's very quiet and collected. And in Survivor, that's actually a great attribute to have, the ability, to have, 2 different types of personalities, if you will, to mesh with different groups and to be able to form more connections. But Yortis's biggest, challenge will be controlling his temper. not in the sense of he's gonna blow up with people, but choosing his words, because he's not gonna be the type of person, to take, crap from people. He's gonna be honest. He's gonna be blunt. He's gonna say it to your face, and sometimes people are gonna respect that, but sometimes people are gonna get offended by it, and that could really burn some early bridges for Yortis and make his tribe, I guess, take him the wrong way. But if there's one thing with Yortis, I know he's not gonna give up. And in Survivor, that's something you always want to have.
I think my ideal way of playing Survivor, I'll say it to try to stay low key, but be as social as possible with other people, and not let myself become too big of a threat to others that they seem to have to vote me out.